Oh, hold on. My chat fell. Okay, there it is. Hello, I'm here. A little members only coffee stream. It's cold. It's like I live in PA, so the weather's been like super nice, and then it was like warming up, and now today is like 50, and I'm freezing cold. Anyway, this is a little coffee date. If you've not been to one of these before, it's where I give just general updates about all the things that are going on at Cantrips Media, talk about some stuff happening in the tabletop community, if it's applicable, and of course, get to know my Patreon and YouTube members a little bit more intimately. That sounds bad. I hated the choice of that word as soon as it came out of my mouth, but here we are. I just finished, oh man, I have like lumps in my hair. I just finished a, video. Surprise. I'm now going to be posting like once a month, which has been a struggle for me to give up the YouTube stuff a little bit. Not that I'm giving up on it completely, but I just need to keep focusing on things to help my business in other ways. And so it's been like super sad for me to not have videos every week, but it's also been a really big relief as well. Managing to put videos every week on here, that struggle has been super hard for me because it just takes a lot of time. I don't have any help in those regards, and I can't afford to pay someone to help me with those things either. And yes, there have been a couple people who have volunteered to help, and I love that the idea of that. But I also know how much work it is, and so I feel guilty relying on other people to help me with those things. And so here we are. So the plan is to do maybe a live stream every month, and then also a another little like actual video at the end of each month. That's still 12 videos a year, although we've started the year off with a lot more. I am also putting out a little bit like more shorts, I find short form things are a little bit easier for me to make. I can make those in like 30 minutes and then be done with it. And it's just a little bit easier, a little bit more, I don't want to say raw, maybe raw. Either way, I'm enjoying kind of that step away from YouTube a little bit. And hopefully I get to a point where I can do that more. I'm also trying to pivot with Cantrips Media, which is the whole thing recently. I'm pivoting to more digital aspects, digital notebooks, digital things, so that because that's one of the things that people search a lot. And also, since I do a lot with Foundry, I am starting to make things for the Foundry Marketplace and stuff. I just got the email today, finished agreeing to the content agreement and all of that, and there's getting me set up as a content creator there, and that is super exciting. So I am kind of pushing into that direction of like, for my business is more a digital thing. So I hopefully will get into the Foundry Marketplace stuff. They had an issue because I reached out to them via my like business email, and of course my Foundry stuff is like my personal email. They're like, I can't find your account, and I'm like, oh yeah, right, because I'm a dummy. But so we're pushing into Foundry related things and selling that kind of stuff. I also have a whole bunch of notebooks ideas in here that I need to get out, and I want to design them in a format that is more digital too, so people can download and print them if they would like, or which sucks because like I think that it will take away from my physical notebook stuff a little bit. But at the same time, I'm like, well, there's two kinds of people most of the time. It's the people who are willing to pay that extra for something that's all created, and then there's the people who don't want to spend extra on that kind of stuff. And so maybe I'm just tailoring to two markets. I don't know. We're trying all sorts of things now. We're in this like transitionary period with Cantrips that I didn't anticipate for this year, but also I'm like, it's a little scary, right? Change is scary. But yeah, so I'm doing all of that kind of stuff now. Less YouTube, just because it just takes me. I did have a flow for YouTube videos, which was great, but it takes so much time, and editing is not my favorite thing to do for YouTube videos. And I don't know. I really want to come back to YouTube when I have more time to focus on it, because I feel like just pumping out content for the sake of pumping out content doesn't work. And I don't like my content then. So I've been trying to kind of um, keep posting things that I'm passionate about. I got this adventure for Dungeon Jam, which is next week from the 25th to the 30th. That I'm going to be sharing with everybody, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm working on the module stuff. I had to get my husband to help with some of that. So obviously I released issue 1 Foundry module. I'm working on issue 2, and one of the things I wanted to do was kind of make the module itself look very similar to the magazine, which I have accomplished. But there's some caveats that involve JavaScript, and I don't know JavaScript. I barely know CSS. So I got the styling done. But there are some little things that I needed his help creating, and he's mostly done with that. So hopefully by like next week, I will be able to like post that update and put it on the Foundry Marketplace when I get my login, and everything will be super great. So that's like just general Cantrips media updates. I also have a mostly finished Draw Steel notebook. I just have the character sheet to figure out, which always the character sheet is the hardest because there's just so much. And it's not just Draw Steel, but any character sheet ever. They try to stick so much content in this little tiny page, and it's just it's a struggle to design that in a way that looks good, that mimics the original character sheet, so that it's not so, because it's a almost a user interface kind of thing, right? Like, yes, we're talking about a design aspect on a piece of paper, and so it's a little bit different than like on a computer or whatever, but if people are used to finding the stats on this side and you put them on the other side, then you're just making it harder for people to use your sheets. So I have to keep all those kinds of things in mind. But since Draw Steel's new, there's not a lot of, I bet you there's more feedback now, actually. I haven't looked recently, but there wasn't a lot of feedback on how to design that character sheet better. And you know me, I always try to do things over the top. But yeah, I Draw Steel notebooks in the works. I got the cover done. I've got all the pages except the character sheet done. So as soon as I get that done, I'm going to get it printed. I'm only going to print a few copies the first couple runs. And then I'm also going to make a digital version, which will be harder. The digital ones are always harder. So I don't know that I need to say that, but I'm going to make a digital one that's form fillable, and maybe one that you can use in PDF readers like GoodNotes and things like that, which I have all those apps. And I like them, but they're not for everybody. So yeah, those are the major things. The Remnant campaign stuff's going well, which is good. I do think we have a lot more GMs getting involved, and that's exciting to me because I want to share this world. Like, yes, yeah, it's my world, sort of, but I kind of, I want other people to mess it up, if that makes sense, and come up with ideas that I haven't thought of, and like really take the world in different directions. So that's exciting. And having more GMs means the pressure is less heavy on me as well. Not that I'm like complaining or anything. I knew that I would be doing most of the work up front. That's how everything in my business and everything has gone. I do most of the work up front until I like get a good group together or whatever, and then we can work on it together. And I feel like I started Remnant with more help than I expected, so I'm pretty happy that we're getting a few more faces to GM. We're getting more players, but not a lot of some of the players don't. I'm wondering too if like the forums are overwhelming, and trying to figure out ways to like pare that down or something. Even considering just setting up a full website for everything. I don't know. It's a lot of work, and I already have so much work, and Remnant doesn't pay yet. Well, maybe it will pay one day, but it doesn't pay anything right now. So it's hard to devote a lot of extra time to that when I've already got many hats on. But yeah, and then I have lots of helpers now. So yeah, Remnant's going well. I'm enjoying making adventures. Like, they're essentially all a bunch of one shots, and I was actually considering taking those because I set them up in Foundry. I put links in there for myself. I like write it all out now in Foundry. I was using Notion, and I liked that to some extent, but then it just felt easier having it all in Foundry. So I've been doing that. So I'm like, why don't I just export that crap and other people could use it for adventures? So that's the plan. I just have to get into the habit of doing those things and setting it up for myself so that it is easy for me to turn that into good content, test it with my players and see if they die, and then we can try to maybe sell it, and then that could actually help pay for things like, you know, server related things, because like hosting all the different foundries and then the licenses, which I only have 3, and it's a one-time payment, so that's fine. But there is like some cost to running these games. So if I can somehow turn a profit on some of this stuff, that would be great. But, you know, it's also just fun to do. I also really like making all these different adventures and somehow connecting them. It's different than running a regular campaign, because I feel like with a regular campaign, you kind of know your story beats ahead of time. And yes, I have some story beats, but they're kind of level based. So I'm going to drop a little bit here and there for characters in this tier. And then once people start reaching the second tier more, then bigger, badder things will start happening. And it's kind of, so right now we're still in the beginning where they're still exploring everything, and the world itself isn't as dangerous as it could be. So then once we get a little further, then I'll start pulling I can't say anything because I don't want this to get out. So but that's the plan, is to kind of start putting in more of a campaign like thread throughout the missions. But because there's so many different groups, it's more like tiny one shots that build upon the world, that build upon things that they can do with each other. And it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I was extremely, this is like probably too much information, but I was like really depressed a couple weeks back, not because of the Remnant stuff, but because of just the business as a whole, and I was like freaking out about it. Whatever, I'm okay now, but I was going through a little bit, and the one thing that still brought me like joy, that still I was like still somewhat motivated to do, was the Remnant stuff. So that's kind of crazy. So I must really enjoy it. So yeah, I don't really have that many other updates. I really have to finish this video I just filmed for Dungeon Jam next week, because I realized today I only have 3 days this week. I'm working today and tomorrow, and I worked yesterday. Thursday I have to take off to watch my baby, and then I have to, this Friday we're going on a trip for Memorial Day weekend, meeting up with all the girls from college, but we take our families, so it's not just a girls trip. But yeah, I usually we do that like once a year, just kind of regroup and like chat with each other and hang out. But we're going from Friday to Monday, and then I took 3 more days off, and originally those 3 days off were going to be to rest and recoup. But now I think I'm going to do I'm so stupid. I'm going to use those 3 days and devote it to potty training. So no rest for the wicked. But I have 3 days, so I have to get this video done because it's got to go out next Monday. So So yeah, I'll be working on that today, and I will have, you guys are going to get a free adventure from me. Although if you were in the Remnant game, you already know how it works. But that is coming, free adventure module next week, and I hope that is, I mean, I hope it's, people like it at least. But yeah, that's pretty much everything going on. I just talked like nonstop for like 15 minutes straight. So no wonder I can really fill time in a YouTube video. Yeah, I hope everybody's Memorial Day weekend goes well. It is supposed to be a somber occasion, so remember that, even though, you know, I think a lot of people do picnics and take days off and stuff, but it's not just about that. Maybe spend time with family. That's always important. And I don't know, I guess I'm lecturing you now, but I will see you guys in the next one. I won't forget the member stream next time. Swear to God. I can't believe I forgot it almost like almost 2 weeks in a row. I only remembered this morning, so it's just too many things going on. Oh, the magazine is here too. Wait, I can show that real quick since you guys are here. Look at this. Isn't it pretty? But I think they sent me the wrong kind of cover, and I'm a little bit upset. I got a second box though, so I'm wondering if like they just messed up half. I don't know, but it's not the matte finish that I ordered, so they'll be getting a complaint from me, but it's still really nice, so it's fine. It's just not the same feel as the other one, which is disappointing. But yeah, so it's here. It's beautiful. I haven't read it very thoroughly because I don't want to find typos in the printed version. I'm sure they're there, but it looks so nice. Like, look at this page. This is the, oh, it's, my contrast is a little higher because I'm in PA and everything's always gray. So it looks a lot brighter red than it does in real life. I can't, it's so shiny. But like, some of these maps just look really sleek on here. This one's pretty cool. Like, they look great. So these got sent out on Monday. So if you ordered or are on the Patreon, yours should be coming. And most of them it said like within the week, so that's exciting. This back too. But yeah, I've been putting them in the plastic because that one kept getting dusty. And I was like, I don't want to wipe it down. So now I feel like I'm like a comic book collector or something. You know, don't they have like special sleeves for comics? Yeah, now I'm one of those, I guess. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh, I hit the wrong button. You have to hit the right button for this.